Alright, America. Hey. Now, I'm like the American anti-hero for what I have to go through in a day to do anything. I mean, it's just, today, today I can't even tell you what happened today. What happened today, it changes the whole game. So if somebody with a channel that's important wants to talk to me, I'll give him a game changer. And somebody who had a big channel and was a real TI would want the game changer. Not for views, but just for us, So it's a game changer. It's partially embarrassing what I have to, go through, but it shed a whole new light on things for me, and I don't know really what it means, but it did shed a new light. It's a new light. I don't know what the light was shining on yet, but it's light. So follow the light. I had bikers today. I'm just getting out for my drive. I'm gonna get caught in traffic. This is the famous road that I first. Well, let me introduce you to Hank, my road dog first. Hank, what's up, buddy? Hank is 10 years old. He's the most loving dog in the world, but he is also a total badass. But only he attacks when provoked by provokers or perpetrators. So, okay. So anyway, this is the road that I went down. And I got off the freeway up here. It's the day that my gang stalking went overt. And every freaking car headlight was on. And I thought to myself, is there road construction? Is it bad weather? Is there an accident? And weather was clear. Wasn't nighttime, and I just went, wow. Coming up this hill right here, 2 cars out of a backed up. 2 cars had their lights off, and I went, whoa. My subconscious pulled it out, and brought those questions to ponder, and so I pondered them. So I need to talk to somebody with an established channel, because even as small and bullcrap as I am, and there's some other people I talk to too. We're small, but we're guys that have been through the ringer for a while, and the distraction was the name of the game. I couldn't do what I loved anymore. I couldn't. It just, dude, my targeting is off the hook. It doesn't ever mellow out. It might on a Sunday, but that's about it. But the rest of it's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I would like to talk about some things. I would like to talk about if you're a real TI, you should know about the lights and the light tricks. Not headlights, but I'm talking about looking at a light at a distance and then moving your head or walking, and then it's same light, it like hop and skips. Almost like if you were seeing it through trees or branches, but it's not doing that. It's actually jumping. In these light games, let me take this off, get serious. I've been seriously thinking, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I'm going to say that fucking, I've heard the implants, and you've been implanted, and I used to think bullshit. After today, I might totally rethink that. But something with the eyes. Now, I did this a while back. I wouldn't advise this to do. A laser, okay? A laser light. A red laser. I was like, fuck it. You know how they tell you what they don't want you to do? Never shine a laser in your eye. You know what I mean? Because, you'll go blind. And maybe something awesome will happen. And I was at that point in my life, in my targeting, where I'm just like, it can't get any worse. So everything's falling down, so I'm going to try and attempt to shine a light. I'm not going to go straight for the retina, right off the bat. I went for the white, and I did that. And lo and behold, I was getting out rings, round circles, completely round, about the size, smaller than a pea. about the size of a mustard seed. There is that currency though over in Rome that's that bit or that chip or that whatever. It's about that size. That little tiny piece of currency. Anyway, it's like a sunflower kernel. Not the shell. Anyway. And they were made up of dots, spaced out equally, and they were perfectly round. And I'm all, oh, that's got to be the rods and cones. I tried to look it up, and you know what? It didn't really. It sufficed for the moment. I was like, yeah, that's okay, but it wasn't really that great, you know. It sufficed for the moment. But I have to go thinking back on it. I think it's more or less. Something fishy, you know? So, I don't know. So anyway, then another time I took a really good video camera, okay? It was a really good video camera. It was actually a security camera. And I put it up to my eye as close as you can and refocused it. And when I went in on the retina or the pupil, when I went in as far as I could, and I mean, I had clear, I'll put it in a video. I had clear vision of, this sucks, traffic all the way to where I'm going, and there's just not going to be enough time. Okay, I had clear vision all the way seeing into the black of my pupil. So I could see the reflection of the room, all that shit. So anyway, when I zoomed in on it, there was this little speck of color in the back. It was kind of like a pink and a blue hue. I zoomed in on it, and I shit you not, I took a picture of it with, well, I took a freeze frame from the video and blew it up. And it got pretty blown out. But you could still tell what it looks like. So I blew it up. It looks like a pig flying with a cape. So, in essence, it says when pigs fly. Okay? I don't know if this was in the maker was Bosch. I don't know if they would do something like that. I don't get it. It seems like it's in the camera. Funny, strange, I don't know. So anyway, there's that. Then there's the light anomalies going on. And then there's some other things I'd like to talk about. You've heard Kevin Christian, you know, where he thinks that a lot of this is artificial telepathic that they're using. I agree with that. Also, the what do you call it? Remote monitoring, neural monitoring. You know, he talks about people being on their channels and stuff like that. You know, people doing a broadcast, not on your channel, but they'll be broadcasting this, and you know what? I think he's sincere, and I think he might be right about this, and people who have this kind of stuff. But you know, he's all, it's not the government, it's not for sure the government. Then he doesn't get all the targeting and the gangs, like the street theater, the noise campaigns that I get, the cars. I mean, you know, they know if I'm filming usually, so they'll mellow out on the headlights, but I'll show those in a minute. But there's just, I don't know. So let's talk about some things, people. I don't have a channel. I got a channel to burn. Let's like, I don't know, weed out the fake TIs from the real TIs and get some kind of community here. There's never been a community. It always seems to get broken up. There'll be some meeting or something like that, or something, talk group or something like that, and then it goes away. You can tell that it just, I don't know, perpetrators probably infiltrated, And then they'll say, well, I'll speak, you know, and then it just never happens or something. I don't know. So I'm sick of this shit. I mean, I got people that are high up in the military in my family, and it's still happening to me. So it doesn't really matter. And then he just ignores me, you know, like it sucks. He's like a brother to me, and it kills me, you know. My mom's starting to come around. You know, something's always going to pique somebody's interest and to wake them up. So if they're still willing to watch a video with you, I didn't know what would do it. And I just wanted to show my mom this out of interest. I'm like, check out this. It was like a Mud Fossil University, but it was more of like, you know, let's look at the Titans, you know, and the mountains and stuff. And I showed her that, and she was like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? And she's like, oh my God, that's that. And I'm like, you mean you believe that? Like you're not questioning that? I mean, and then I showed her of like where the skin's worn off or peeled back, and that the muscle and the patella and the shin bone were all in there, you know. And she's like, I see it, you know. And so I went a little more on it. So that's her first awakening, you know. Like, people aren't going to probably let me over. That's her first awakening. And sorry, I had to get over. That's her first awakening. And there's just something for everybody. So it surprised me that she wouldn't go for the mud flood, the buildings. She's like, oh, we built those. And I'm like, Mom, I work construction my whole life. I mean, I know what's going on here. Like, there's no way we did, you know. I don't even, you know, what time is it? 2:40? Possibly. Yeah, there's just, so look at, they got motorcycle riders out today. This is like one of their big scare tactics. Okay, I guess they're not going my way, so. Dude, I'm so tired of this shit, dude. I've struggled. I've had problems. I haven't been your saint. Nobody, I mean, if anybody's got any dirt on me, nobody's going to take. We're pretty much all discredited, right? Okay, so I've had problems with substance abuse my whole fucking life. I've also gone years clean, you know. You know, where I'd still end up having a drink or something. I never got 2 years, but I had like 10 years, you know, like with maybe 2 days or something. I don't know. It's been tough. And so doesn't mean I'm stupid though. It doesn't mean I'm sharp. I'm sharper than I've ever been. And you know, look at the guilt. You see the guilt in me? How they love to guilt us? How they love to guilt us. It's like I did program for, you know, it was in the rooms, if you know what that is, for years. I can't even go back there because what do I tell them if I want to be real? I got some fabulous stories, people, of like a hunter killer drone had me dead to rights with 4 feet from my face on a ladder at 9:30 at night. Pretty early, I would think, but, and I'll not tell the rest of that story, but we've got backup, man, when it comes down to something like that. And that I have to remind myself when I think like, oh, he's not coming, they're like we're gonna be left, or I don't know, like. There's a couple guys that I want to give a shout out to how my journey started. I miss this guy immensely. Wow. Hold on, pardon me. I'm going to pause it for a minute.